Hello, Virgo, and welcome to your new moon reading. So tonight we have a new moon in Pisces. New moons are all about setting your intentions. What are you trying to accomplish? The new moon in Pisces, however, is about endings. So what do you need to release? We're going to take a look at that. So hopefully you will have some clarity around what energies to harness for this new moon. All right, Virgo. So it looks like you have completed a major cycle in your life because what's coming to an end is the world. You have an opportunity for a brand new beginning. It looks like this could be in love, family, career. I feel like there was a time, Virgo, where you were just kind of going with the flow and perhaps you were not controlling the situations in your life because you didn't want conflict. This could be because you grew up in a household with a lot of conflict. There's an energy of having a hard time asserting yourself. And I feel like that is now coming to an end, right? You're not going to let selfish people get away with mistreating you anymore. So I'm really happy about that because this looks like you're moving on to a new phase in your life. Now, as I'm looking at where you should be focusing your energy, you got the Magician in the reverse. So I feel like you have everything you need to create the life that you want, but for some reason you feel like you don't. And I'm not sure why that is. I think it's probably because of this Eight of Swords energy, because there's a big fear around what if, right? What if I become this new person or I behave this way or I do this new thing and it backfires or it blows up in my face? What I'll say about the cards that I'm seeing here, Virgo, is that it's too late to turn back, right? You can't turn back now. You just have to keep going. So it's time for you to start having faith in yourself, right? Tapping into the wisdom of your higher self, perhaps doing some meditation to figure out what it is that you want in your life. And if I were you, because of what I'm seeing here, you may want to do some chakra healing. I would definitely work on my solar plexus chakra, which really governs the types of relationships that you have, but it also governs your self-esteem, and how you feel about yourself. I would work on my heart chakra as well because it feels as though you're having some problems around trusting yourself, right? Or feeling as though you have the necessary skills to be able to create the life that you want. For some of you, you've always lived a life where you were kind of codependent on people for either validation or finances. And it feels like you've really stood in your power, right? And took your life back. Now it's just a matter of what do you want to do with it, right? Now, when I'm looking into your blessings or the tools that you have at your disposal to help you accomplish this, you got the Eight of Swords. So I feel like you should be giving yourself a huge pat on the back right now, Virgo, because with this world energy, I'm seeing that you faced your fears. It looks like you did something that perhaps you never thought that you would do or could do, and you were victorious, right? So the hardest part is over. You really have nothing to worry about and you have nothing to fear. Now you get to create something new, whatever in the past that was holding you back, you overcame that. And that was the biggest thing in your life. So it should be all downhill now, right? You shouldn't worry so much. You've already faced your fears. You have nothing to be afraid of. So let me get you an oracle card for some advice. I've got two moon decks here. So what do you have for Virgo, please? Come on, come on. You're being silent. Here we go. Moon in Scorpio. Negative attitudes and fiery arguments are possible at this time. Channel your energies into positive physical activities like decorating or gardening. I feel like, Virgo, because you don't seem like you engage in conflict well, it could be that you try to avoid it and then it becomes very prevalent in your life because Spirit is trying to get you to face your fears, right? And assert your boundaries. Wow, you actually got emotions are running high and look at the bigger picture. So rather than getting bogged down with the details of like, I don't want to argue, I don't want to have to assert myself, see it for what it is, right? This is just the universe showing you that you can overcome whatever this argument is, or, if there's negative people trying to get your goat, just, you can rise above that, right? Sometimes when we struggle with like boundaries, we end up being in situations that constantly force us to have to advocate for ourselves, right? But once you learn that lesson and then you apply it, it will go away, right? So you got father healing. Your personal power increases as you give any father-related issues to heaven. Now, with this Emperor in the reverse and the Five of Swords in the reverse, Virgo, you may have just given up on something because you didn't want to fight, right? But in all honesty, these cards are asking you to assert yourself, right? I would not do it from a place of fear. Sometimes when our fight or flight response gets triggered, it's easier to just leave. I think that you could assert yourself in a way that is graceful, right? Try not to get too sucked into the emotional aspect of this, because it feels like somebody is behaving really irrational and it's actually going to blow up in their face because they don't have a leg to stand on, right? Whoever this is, I feel like they know that they're wrong and they're going to realize that they're wrong. It might be too late for them to apologize to you though, right? Because with this world energy, I feel like you're closing out this huge cycle, okay? If you have a tendency of attracting partners or bosses or any other like authority figures that are very much like your own father, perhaps you had a father who had a tendency to like be very verbally aggressive or psychologically domineering, it's this lesson just kind of showing itself to you over and over, right? So rather than allowing your emotions to get the best of you or the what ifs to get the best of you, it's time for you to just kind of pull back and think about what you want the situation to be, look at the bigger picture, and then start implementing a strategy to make that happen. What will really help though is working on your solar plexus, because that's going to change kind of the meter of what you're willing to tolerate. And with your heart chakra, you'll be able to figure out a way out of your situation without it being like a petty conflict, right? All right, Virgo, this is the energy of the new moon. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for all of you, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.